Good afternoon, everyone. Last session we completed we completed login and registration applications. In the last session we completed login and registration applications. Now, today's session today's session we are going to talk about directives, which are very important in the Angular. Directives are used to manipulate DOM elements. Directives are used to manipulate DOM elements. DOM stands for document object model. DOM stands for document object model. Directives are used to manipulate DOM elements. DOM stands for document object model. Angular provided several predefined directives. Angular framework provided several predefined directives. Angular framework provided several predefined directives. What are those directives are available in the Angular? Let us see here. What are the directives available in the Angular? Okay, style directive is available. Style is one directive in the Angular. After that, we have ng class directive. Ng class is one directive in the Angular. After that, ng for directive is available. ng for directive is available. ng if directive is available. ngIf and ngElse directive is also available. ngIf and else. ngIf and else directive is available in the Angular. Next one, ng switch directive is available. ng switch directive is available in the Angular. Then next one, ng for directive is available in the Angular. ng for directive is available in the Angular. Next one, ng for with object array, and ng for with our object arrays we can use ng for with add and remove example, like this. There are several directives are available in our Angular. There are several directives are available in our Angular. What is the purpose of these directives? These directives are used to manipulate DOM elements. These directives are used to manipulate DOM elements. What is the DOM? DOM stands for document object model. What is the DOM? DOM stands for document object model. Now, here, in order to understand these directives, we need one application. So let us take one application. Let us take one application. Let us take one application and understand this. Yes. Meanwhile, guys, I will create a project because project creation is taking time in the Angular. So I will create one project and I will keep it ready. ng new directives app. Project name I'm taking as ng new directives app. In the background, project will be created. We will discuss about the directives we have listed down. What is the purpose of each directive we'll understand, and we'll develop one application to understand those directives practically. Got it, all of you? Directives. Angular framework provided several directives for us. Those directives are used to understand. Those directives are used. Those directives are used to manipulate DOM elements. Directives are used to manipulate DOM elements. DOM stands for document object model. In the Angular framework, there are several directives are available. Good. 1 second. It is taking time to create the project. Yes. CSS. Angular routing, no, and CSS. Yep. It will be creating in the background. No issue. So these are several built-in directives available in the Angular framework. These are several predefined directives that are available in the Angular application. Now, first one, what is the style directive? What is the Purpose of style directive. Style is used to set the CSS property value dynamically at runtime. Style style directive is used to set CSS property value dynamically at a runtime. Style directive is used to set CSS property value dynamically at runtime. Right. When the value of the property component is changed, when the value when the value of component when the value of component property is changed, the value of CSS property will be changed gets changed automatically, right? Style directive is used to set CSS property value dynamically at runtime. When the value of the component property is changed, the value of the CSS property also will be changed dynamically. That is the style directive. Style. What is the purpose of style? Style directive is used to set CSS property value dynamically at runtime. Now, if I want to set a CSS property, like sometimes I want to display green color, sometimes I want to display a red color. For that, I will use style directive. Next one, ng class. ng class directive, ng class directive, ng class directive is used to ng class directive is used to set CSS class name dynamically at runtime. ng class directive is used to set CSS class name dynamically. Okay, this is used to set style with multiple properties, and this directive is used to set styles with multiple properties multiple properties conditionally at runtime multiple properties conditionally at runtime. Okay, style directive is used to set CSS property value dynamically at runtime. When the value of the component property is changed, the value of CSS property will be changed automatically. ng class directive is used to set css class name CSS class name dynamically at runtime. This directive is used to set styles with multiple properties conditionally at runtime. That is ng class. Suppose multiple property values I want to change at a time. If you want to set a CSS property for a particular variable, then you can go for style. If you want to set the property for multiple variables, ng class directive. ng class. If you want to, this directive is to set the CSS class name dynamically at runtime. This directive is used to set the properties for multiple fields at a time. Next one, ngIf. We know that if conditional based. ngIf. ngIf is used to ngIf displays the element if the condition is true. Otherwise, the element will be deleted from the DOM. ngIf is used to display an element when condition is true. When condition is true. I want to display one element on a conditional basis. For that, I will go for ng if directive. If condition satisfy, then I want to display the element. If condition not satisfy, I don't want to display the element. Then I will go for ng if directive. Now, if condition satisfy, display one element. If condition not satisfy, then display other element. For that, ng if and else directive we can use. ng if and else. ng if and else is used to display one element when condition is true and display another element when condition is false. ng if is used to display an element when condition is true. ng if and else is used to display one element when condition is true and display other element when condition is false. Style directive is used to set CSS property value dynamically at runtime. Ng class directive is used to set CSS class name for multiple properties at a time. ngIf directive is used to display an element when condition is true. ngIf is used to ngIf is used to display an element when condition is true. ngIf and else is used ngIf and else is used to display an element when condition is true and display another element when condition is false. When condition is false. Are you guys clear with this? Are you guys clear with this? Come on, guys. Good. Fine. ngIf, ngIf and else. ngIf, ngIf and else. Now, similarly, ng switch is available. ng switch directive is available. ng switch checks the value of a variable whether it matches with any of the cases and displays the element when it matches with any one. If you want to display some content for every possible value in a variable, ng switch is used to display content based on variable value matched with a case. Matched with a case. I have multiple scenarios. So when the condition is satisfied, I want to execute that scenario. General like our switch case. General like our switch case. If you want to display some content based on a case, then we will go for this ng switch case. ng switch case. Got it? ng switch is used to display content based on variable value matched with a case. ng switch is used to display content based on variable value matched with a case. Matched with a case. Good. Now, next one. ng for directive is available, guys. ng for. If you want to execute a loop, ng for directive is used to repeat the tag once for each element in the array. It generates. If you want to execute a loop, if you want to execute the logic repeatedly, then we will go for ng for directive. ng for is used to execute logic repeatedly, repeatedly based on some condition, based on some condition. Right now, ng for is used to execute the logic repeatedly in a loop. In a loop. So these are some predefined directives provided by our Angular framework. These are the predefined directives, built-in directives provided by our Angular framework. Now guys, read it. What is a directive? Directives are used to manipulate DOM elements. Directives are used for manipulating DOM elements. DOM stands for document object model. DOM stands for document object model. Right. Angular framework provided several predefined directives. Directives are used to manipulate DOM elements. DOM stands for document object model. Angular framework provided several predefined directives. So style directive, ng class directive, ng if directive, ng if and else directive, ng switch directive, and ng for directive. Style directive is used to set CSS property value dynamically at runtime. When the value of the component property is changed, the value of CSS property will be changed automatically. ng class directive is used to set CSS class name dynamically at runtime. This directive is used to set styles with multiple properties conditionally at runtime. ngIf is used to display an element when condition is true. ngIf and else is used to display one element when condition is true and display another element when condition is false. ng switch is used to display content based on variable value matched with a case. ng for is used to execute logic repeatedly in a loop. Got it. Now let us go for these directives practically. Let us try to understand these directives. Okay, for every directive I will create one component. For every directive I will create one component, style component, ngIf component. Like that, I'm going to create some components. Now go to our Angular application. Application is created. Application name is the directives app. CD space directives app. Our application got created. Okay. Now inside this application, we have app component by default. So we can execute this application by using ng serve command. Ng serve is used to deploy our Angular application. Okay, ng serve. Right. Before that, I'm going to, once this application is started, I will create a components to demonstrate on these examples. Okay, style, class, if and else, ng switch, ng for. Good. All of you comfortable with this? Yeah, project is getting built. Once this project is built, then we can start creating components. So I will take one component called app component. In that, we will represent some marks of the student. For that, we will apply some property, right? Okay, one student component will write there. We will display marks based on the color. We will apply some property that to display a color. Style, style component, student style component, student marks style component, and class component. ngServe, which is going to deploy our application. Once application is deployed, then we can access by using localhost colon 4200. Yeah, application started. Angular application got started. Right. Now, once this application is started, once this application is started, once this application is started, how to create a component? I'm going to create one component, ngGC. That component I'm going to create with a name called style. I'm creating a component with a name called style, right? To discuss about the, to discuss about style directive, I'm creating a component with a name called style. Okay. Yes, that component got created. Go inside the style component. I'm taking one variable here. We have component class. Here I'm declaring marks colon number is equal to 70. Marks colon number is equal to 70. Now my color, property color colon string, color colon string is equal to empty. I'm not giving any color for that. Then then i'm going to I'm going to write a constructor. I'm going to write a constructor. In the constructor, in the constructor, I'm going to I'm going to change the property value of my color. My color property does not have any value. It is having some dummy string empty. Now I will check. if this dot marks if this dot marks greater than or equal to 35, if greater than or equal to 35, then I will give this dot, my color is equal to green. Green. Else this dot, my color is equal to red. Else this dot, my color is equal to red. I'm giving. Okay. Red. Marks colon number is equal to 70. My color colon string is equal to empty. Constructor, if marks greater than or equal to 35, green color, then else red color. Then in the component.html file, I'm going to write here div div. Here inside this div, I'm writing h4 style directive div, right? How to access the marks here? Marks we are accessing by using interpolation. Property binding, how to bind that property here? Style dot color, style dot color, style dot color is equal to, what is the property name? My color. My color is the property. Okay, if you see the component class here, marks 70, my color is empty. In the constructor, I'm changing the color property. If marks greater than or equal to 35, I'm giving as a green, else I'm giving as a red. Okay, in the html here I'm writing style directive. I'm printing the marks, whatever the marks are there, I'm printing. For that, I am giving property binding. So style dot color is a property. That property is going to hold my color variable value. My color variable value. Okay. Now let us access style component in the app component. How to access app-style? Go to app component.html, remove this, then app style. App style, I'm accessing app style, so that it is going to one second. Yeah, one second guys. ngServe, I want to run this application again. Oh, cd space directives app, then ngServe command, which is used to run our angular application. My angular application is getting started. What happened to this? Cd space directives app, ngServe. I'm running this project. Style component should execute. Style component should execute. application is getting started. Yes, this is style component.html file. Check this. Guys, can anyone hear me? Guys, is my voice audible? Guys, am I audible? Think I lost somewhere in the middle. Yeah. All right. Anyhow, our Angular application is started. This is our style directive HTML. So style component class having marks variable and color variable. Okay. In the component.html, marks I am printing by using interpolation. My color I am using as a property binding. The property name I am using style.color is equal to my color. Style.color is equal to my color. Okay. Now, when I ran this Angular application, I'm getting that value as 70. I'm getting that value as 70. I'm getting that value as 70. Good. Suppose if I change that property value to some 20, if I change that property value as a 20, then those marks are going to print in the red color. So style is using that. Style is using that. Style is using that. Good. Fine. With this, we are able to understand what is the style directive and how it is working. Look at this, guys. This is the demo class, demo template we are using for style. Understood? Next one, class, ng class. If you want to, if you want to set it for multiple properties, we can use ng class directive. We can use it for ng class directive. So simple. Here in the component.ts file, we have my color, right? Here simply I will give it as my class. I will give it as my class. My class is equal to class 1 and class 2, something like this. Okay, fine. Now, right now we'll talk about that class component. We'll create a class component. We'll create a class component. This is style component. 70 green color it is printing and 20 red color it is printing. Red color it is printing. Now, class component. Class component. So how to print that class component? How to print that class component? Now I'm going to create ngGC class. Component name, I can't use a predefined class. I will use uh, class component ng class. I will use class. Component name I'm using as a class. ngGC class I'm using. ngGC class I'm using. The component name itself is a class. Now go to class.component.ts. Here also I'm taking the variables. Here also I'm taking the variables. Marks variable I'm taking. Marks variable I'm taking. Marks number. Marks number 70 I am giving. Marks number 70 I am giving. Now my class colon string is equal to empty. String is equal to empty. Now here inside the constructor I'm writing a logic. Inside the constructor I'm writing a logic. This dot if this dot marks greater than or equal to 70, then I'm giving my class is equal to class 1. My class is equal to class 1. How to access the current class variable? This dot my class is equal to class 1, else this dot my class is equal to class 2. This dot my class is equal to class 2. Constructor, if this dot marks greater than or equal to 70, okay, then my class is equal to class 1, else my class is equal to class 2. My class is equal to class 1, my class is equal to class 2. Now I want to print this marks based on the class component.html. Here I am writing div. Inside the div I'm writing h3, that is ng class directive. ng class directive. So how to print it? Div property interpolation of marks. Next one, ng class. ng class is equal to my class. ng class is equal to my class. Okay, if ng class is equal to my class, what will be the value in the my class? My class can contain a class 1 or class 2. If marks greater than or equal to 70, it is a class 1, else it is class 2. Okay, so if marks greater than 70, this ng class will have class 1 or ng class will have class 2. So those are CSS properties. Right now, what are the CSS properties we want to apply? We will write in the CSS file. Okay, class component is having a CSS file. For that, we are going to write dot class 1. For the dot class 1, I'm writing color as green. I'm writing color as green. Then I'm writing font size. Font size I'm writing as 30 pixel. Font size I'm writing as 30 pixel. That is for class 1. then I'm writing class 2. For class 2 I'm writing color colon red, color colon red. Font size I'm writing, font size I'm writing 28 pixel. Just I'm decreasing just for understanding. Class 1 or class 2, two classes are available. Class.component.ts, right here I have a variables, marks variable, my class variable. If a marks are greater than 70, my class is equal to class 1, else my class is equal to class 2. For this class 1 and class 2 css properties we need to write. For this component we have a css file. In that we are writing, for class 1 we have green color, for class 2 we have red color. This is class component. How to access class component? By using class selector. Go to app component.html. That is a style component, and this is class component. Style component and class component. Index.html file will invoke the app component. App component will invoke the style component and class component. Now run this application. ngserve, ngserve, ngserve. So two components I'm accessing from the app component. ng class and style, style directive and ng class directive. Once it is done, then we'll go for if, if, if directive, if directive, if else directives will be available. Those are very simple. If directive, if else directive. If condition satisfied, display an element. If condition not satisfied, display some other element. Now application started. Now refresh. ng style directive, ng class directive, both are working or not? Guys, ng class directive and ng style directive. Now go to ng component dot ts. Instead of 70, give as 30. Save it. 30, save it. ng class directive value 30 became a red color. Okay. Now if I give it as 60, now still it is in the red color. If I give it as 90, now it will display in the green color. Are you able to understand how to apply a class for the element, css class for the element by using ng class directive? Got it? Understood, guys? Style directive and ng class directive. Okay, good. If you want to apply a style for one element, then go for style. If you want to apply elements for more than one element, then go for class. Good. Now ng if, suppose if marks are greater than 70, then I want to print congratulations message. Else I want to print better luck next time. ng if else, ng if else. If you want, then you can go for that. Okay. If else, if style, if, then congratulations, else better luck next time. Like this we can go for that. Okay. If condition satisfy, then print one value. If condition not satisfy, then print another value. Got it? For ng if we need to use the templates. For ng if we need to use the templates. Good. Now if condition satisfy, then display first template. If condition not satisfy, then display second template. Okay. Style class, style directive, class directive, then if directive. Let's go for ng if directive. ng gc if. I'm not using predefined keywords, so that's why I'm giving that if directive. If directive. Okay. ng if and else also will be available. First I'm going for ng if directive. ng if condition satisfy, then go for next one. So directly I'm going to go for ng if else. If else. That name itself I'm taking as ng gc if else. That is going to be the component name. That is going to be my component name. if else component got created. Now if else component.ts, if else component.ts, inside this if else component ts, I'm going to take some properties. I'm going to take some properties, same thing, variables. I'm going to take as marks. I'm going to take the marks property. Marks is a number. Marks colon number is equal to some 70 I'm taking. Status is equal to some boolean I'm taking. Status colon boolean I'm taking. Status colon boolean I'm taking. Marks colon number is 70. Status, I can't take the status, huh? Then take B. Why it is not working? B colon boolean if else component. Export class if else. B colon boolean is equal to some false. Then I can take status directly, right? Yes. Inside the constructor, I have to write some properties. Inside the constructor, I have to write some properties. Okay. So what are the properties that I am writing inside the constructor? If this dot marks greater than or equal to 50, then status is equal to true. This dot status is equal to true. That means condition is passed. Else this dot status remains same, that is false value. If marks greater than or equal to 35, then it is true. Otherwise, it is false value. That means pass or fail. Now go to if else component.html. If else component.html file. Here if else component es class contain marks variable and status variable. If marks greater than or equal to 35, status is true. Else status is false. If else component.html. Here I'm going to write a div. I'm going to write a div. Inside this div, we need to handle that. If condition satisfy, what we need to print. If condition not satisfy, then what we need to print. In the div, I'm writing some h4 ng if else. In the h4, we are writing ng if and else directives. Ng if and else directive we are going to demonstrate now. If condition satisfy, then template 1, else template 2. So then what I'm going to write here in the div tag, in the div tag, we are going to specify this. Okay, div. In the div, what will specify? Ng if, ng if, ng if we are going to specify star ng if. Ng if is equal to status. Ng if is equal to status. Now when I specify this status, then display template 1, then display template 1, then else display template 2, then display template 2, template 1 and template. So these are something like blocks. Ng if status is true, then display template 1, else display template 2. Right, if condition satisfy, execute some logic, else execute some other logic. Here ng if directive status is a flag which will hold true or false value. If status is true, then display template 1, else display template 2. Right, if condition satisfy, display template 1. If condition not satisfy, then display template 2. So for this, how we are going to write the logic? Now here we need to use ng template concept. Now we are going to use ng template. Ng template. What is the ID for this template? This template ID is template 1. This ID template is template 1, ash template 1. Similarly, here we are going to write ng template 2. Here we are going to write ng template 2. Ng template of ash will give template 2. Ash, we are going to give template 2. Now, inside the template 1, I'm going to give congratulations. I'm going to give congratulations. In the template 2, I'm going to give better luck next time. Here, I'm writing in the H4, I will write congratulations. Here in the H4, I will write better luck next time. Better luck next time. Okay, guys, look at this, how we are dealing with ngIf else directives. This is the syntax for dealing with ngIf else directives. ngIf is equal to status. What is a status? Here, status is a property which is holding boolean value. If marks greater than or equal to 35, status will be true, else status will be false. Now, if status is true, then execute template 1, else template 2. What is this template 1? Congratulations will be printed. What is this template 2? Better luck next time will be printed. This is template ID. So if status is true, then template 1, this is the ID. Else, then template 2, this is the ID of the template 2. Now execute this. In order to execute, if else component we need to invoke in the app component. Okay, selector we need to use. If else selector. Go to app component which is parent, then access if else selector also. Yes, this is if else selector. Now, index.html will invoke app component. App component is invoking style component, class component, and if else component. Good. Now let's run it. ng serve command. ng serve command. Application is getting started. Compiled successfully. Now you see here ng if else. It is printing congratulations message. It is printing congratulations message. Suppose if the property value is modified in the if else. If the property value is modified in the if else, instead of 70, I'm giving as 30. Instead of 70, I'm giving as 30. If I give as 30, then check it. Better luck next time is printing. If condition satisfy, execute one template. If condition not satisfy, then execute another template. For that, we are writing this ng if else directive. Guys, are you clear with these three directives? Style, class, if else. Okay. Yes. Next, we need to talk about ng switch and ng for directive. Ng switch directive we need to talk, and ng for directive we need to talk. That we are going to discuss in the Monday session. So weekend we don't have Angular session. Monday session we are going to talk about the remaining directives. Ng switch, ng for directives will complete in the Monday session. If possible, I will prepare a video this Sunday. I will post that in the YouTube channel. Already all the videos are posted in the YouTube. Today is the 22nd video. If possible, that switch video and for video also I will prepare and I will upload in the channel. Monday we'll talk about the new concept. Monday we'll talk about the new concept. We will try that. Tomorrow Angular class is not there. We have Spring AOP workshop at evening 5 p.m. YouTube live will be available. Don't miss it. Very, very important. Spring AOP I will explain with annotations. Got it? Thank you guys. Please practice this Angular class. We'll see you on Monday. Good. Yeah, tomorrow we have Spring class in the evening at 5 p.m. AOP we will discuss tomorrow and day after tomorrow. We'll complete AOP by this weekend. Thank you guys.